Okay, I'll admit it. I love this green monster like the Aussies love their beer. This is the Z650. This is Kawasaki's spanking new naked middleweight. And boy, have they hit the ball out of the park with this one. Minimalist, raw, edgy. This one has Sugomi written all over it. Looks every bit a Z in terms of design and quality. The fit and finish is impressive, and the new instrument cluster looks stunning. And all the bits that we loved on the new Ninja 650, well, this one gets them all. Like the new trellis frame, which weighs all of 15 kgs. You get adjustable levers, lighter 5-spoke alloys, the new gull arm swing arm, the slipper clutch, and more importantly, ABS as standard. And all the things that it misses out on only makes it better. Like the fairing, for example, or the lack of it means this is a solid 6 kgs lighter than the new Ninja 650, which is the lightest Ninja that Kawasaki has ever made. Which also means that this is 17 kgs lighter than the model it replaces, the ER6N. In other words, the Z650 has all the makings of being mad fun. Because the reduction in weight affects everything: performance, braking, handling. The Z leverages the improvements made on the new Ninja 650 to a point where it actually does all of this even better. It also changes directions a lot faster with the leverage of its tall and flat handlebar. Just what the doctor ordered to tackle a technical track like cardio. The retuned paddle twin 649cc mill is exactly what you expect on a street fighter, sacrificing top end power for a stronger low and mid range. And when you couple that with all the weight that the Z has shed, the same becomes wildly entertaining. It pulls stronger, revs quicker, while the delivery is still progressive. I just wish the on-off throttle transitions were just as smooth. What is even better than this newfound vigor is the Z's ability to pull the leash. Now, as we all know, braking wasn't the strongest suit of the Kawasaki middleweights, but that is history now. Courtesy the new lighter wheels and the switch from the old Tokiko unit to the new Nissan calipers, brake pads and master cylinder. With less rotating mass and stronger bite, the Z now stops as well as it goes. And even though the suspension is on the softer side, and the hard braking, the weight transfer is still a lot smoother on the Z as compared to the Ninja 650, and that's because of the weight deficit. Which means it is also more stable entering corners and when you gas out of them. And that's crazy if you think about it, because the Z was not designed to rule the racetrack. It was designed to rule the streets. Suspension works great here on the road, absorbing undulations and providing a very plush ride. And a lot of that has to do with the switch from the offset monoshock on the ER6N onto the centrally mounted backlinked monoshock. But I do miss the easy access to the preload ring, because changing the setting on this bike is a pain in the bum. I also love how the gear ratios have been perfectly matched to the torque curve, which has made the engine very flexible. In other words, all you need is a third gear for the city and the sixth gear for the highway, because you have more than enough torque available on tap from as low as 2500 RPM. Also, the gear balancers and the rubber mounting ensure that the vibes are always in check. The clutch, I love the clutch, it's nice and light to operate. I'm also so happy now that the foot peg and the gear lever are not as far apart as on the ER6N, which means you can shift the gears very easily. And trust me, it's a joy to work with because the transmission on this is very, very slick. Heat dissipation, that's the next thing which the Z does really well, and that's primarily because the exhaust pipes and the muffler are far away from the rider, and also the radiator duct diverts the hot air from the engine onto the ground and away from you. The seats are really nice and comfortable, the ergonomics are nice and upright. I'm not so sure about pillion comfort for long rides because the rear seat is kind of slanted and not very wide, and also the seat height is lowered now, which means short riders are going to love this motorcycle because it's very easy now to have both your feet firmly on the ground. But on the flip side, the taller riders, I'm not so sure, because there's a good chance that they're going to find the Z650's new riding position to be a little too cramped. And lastly, you have the big fat Euro 4 spec exhaust, which only gives you about 130 mm of ground clearance, which I don't think is enough to scale our mountainous speed breakers and the craters that we call potholes. What has impressed me the most after riding the Z on the road is just how compact it feels as compared to the ER610. I mean, the lowered seat height, the reduced weight, and now with ABS as standard, I think this makes for an excellent upgrade from a smaller bike. It is so much easier to ride, there's a lot more forgiving, and yet plenty playful for the experienced folks out there. I mean, I'll go as far as saying that all of you out there who own a Duke 390 and are looking for an upgrade, well, this is it. Of course, if you're more into touring, then the Ninja 650 makes for a better bet because of the fairing and better wind protection, because the windscreen on this doesn't really help much. But other than that, for 5.19 lakhs, I think this is one of the most well-rounded motorcycles that I have come across, especially for those of you who have appetite for more performance and power.